In this Living Righteously series, we're going to be talking more about enduring the narrow walk as well as overcoming, because I know it is a very tough walk. And if you're new to this walk, or if you're wondering what I'm talking about, I'm going to explain more as we go along throughout the video. But for many of us, this can be a very narrow walk. This could be a very lonely walk at times, especially when you're following the law, statutes, and commandments of our Father Yahuwah. But we just have to remember, and we just have to keep in mind that the kingdom of our Father is at hand. And we just have to know that if we continue to endure and continue to walk in His ways and continue to seek and follow His word and His Torah, we know that there is great reward in guarding His Torah. And today I would just like to share more motivation and encouragement and give you helpful scriptures that can help you along your journey in your spiritual walk, and to help you stay motivated as well as stay grounded in His word, and to let you know that you're not alone either. Because this past week I've been feeling a little down and out myself actually, but I just know that with the word of our Father, that He is right there ready to help us, and He will continue to lead us on the straight and narrow path. And when we trust in Him, and when we put our trust in Him and Him alone, it is Him that will bring the increase, and He will continue to help us. He will continue to encourage us and motivate us, and we can be uplifted and we can be transformed through the renewing of our mind. So I would like to give you some helpful scriptures that can help you continue on this narrow path, as well as tell you how you can overcome and endure. And if you're new to this, please stay tuned. So now we're going to be going over those scriptures that can help you overcome and help you on your spiritual walk and journey. Now, if you're new to this channel, we use the restored, set apart Hebrew names for our Father Yahuwah and His true Son, the Messiah, Yahusha, and you're going to see why in just a second. But I would just like to take you to Hazun, or Revelation chapter 3, and we're going to be reading from verses 5. And it even says, "He that overcometh, the same shall be clothed in white raiment, and I will not blot out his name out of the book of life, but I will confess his name before my Father and before His messengers," or what you may call that angels. And of course, this is the Mashiach talking, Yahusha himself talking to one of the assemblies in Sardis. And as you can see, what is he talking about? He's talking about he that overcometh, what will he do? He will not blot his name out of the book of life, but will confess his name before the Father Yahuwah and before His messengers. So we just have to remember that although the path is tough, although the path is hard and it can be difficult sometimes, we just have to know that in the end, it is definitely worth it. And we have to know too that there is great reward in guarding the Torah and the commandments. But not only that, but that Yahuwah is the one who will bring the increase. Yahuwah is the one who will help us overcome, and He will be the one right there on our spiritual walk and journey, guiding us and leading us, if only we would let Him and allow Him to, and humble ourselves and open our hearts to Him and confess before Him, so that He can start to do these things. Now, we're also going to be reading from Rumaim, or Romans chapter 12, and we're going to be reading from verses 21, so you can get a better picture and idea of this. And as you can see, it says, "Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good." So we see overcome evil with good. And what is that really talking about? Well, what's the definition of good in our Father's eyes? Well, the definition of good in our Father's eyes is what? Following the law, statutes, and commandments, and following His righteous law, statutes, and commandments. But I know you're probably saying, if you're new to this, you're probably wondering, but wasn't the law done away with? Wasn't the law nailed to the supposed cross? Don't worry, we're going to go over that and more to come, so that truth can be revealed to you today. And so we're also here in Matidyahu, or Matthew chapter 10, and we're going to be reading from verses 22. And it even says in verses 22, and this is the Mashiach Yahusha talking, he even says, "And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved." And we just have to know that we have to keep enduring and keep enduring the hardships and the hard times. And we even know that, yes, there may be temptation. There's going to be temptation, and you're going to go through temptation. But we just have to know that with Yahuwah, He is greater than any temptation that you may be experiencing and going through, because greater is He that is in you than he that is in the world. So we just have to remember that and hold on to that. Not to mention, but we also see this also talked about when the Mashiach Yahusha talks about this in Matidyahu, or Matthew chapter 5, verses 11 to 12. And He even tells us that, yes, we will be hated of all men for His name's sake, for the sake of Yahusha. But we just have to know that when that happens, we can rejoice, Because Yahusha even tells us to rejoice when that happens. And he even tells us that Baruch are those whom that does happen to, because we just have to know that the kingdom of our Father is at hand. And it even says, whom that soever endureth to the end, he that endureth to the end shall be saved. And that's what it's about. So yes, it's a tough, lonely road, but hopefully this is helping you and giving you some spiritual motivation on your spiritual journey to truth as you continue to seek Yahuwah and his true son Yahusha and start to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. But not only that, also really getting into his word, really seeking him on that deep personal level, having that deep personal relationship with our Father. And that's what it's about. Not a lot of talk about that, having that deep personal intimate relationship with the Father. A lot of these churches aren't talking about that and how important that really is. And that's something I really had to do, and I'm a witness to this, is that's what I had to do. I had to search the scripture for myself, because scripture even says, seek and you shall find. But that is what I had to do. I had to seek scripture for myself. I had to seek the Father for myself. And I really had to really confess before the Father and just really confess my sins before him and confess everything before him and humble myself before him. And that's how I was able to find the Father. In that relationship, it just grows and grows and grows. It doesn't stop here. It doesn't stop here. Oh no, it keeps going and it keeps going. And there's a reason that you're watching this video right now. And just know that whatever it is that you're going through, you're not alone, that you do have others behind you. And while you may not have anybody cheering you on per se, just know that the Father is cheering you on. And just know that the Father, he wants to see you make it and succeed. But you just have to continue to trust in him and hold on to him and remain steadfast in him and hold fast unto him and cleave unto him, because that is the way. Because we just have to know that our Father will make a way out of no way. Because when you start to seek the Father on your own, that is when he will work in ways like never before. And once again, I am a witness to this as well. Now, I've gone over this and talked about this in one of my scriptures often ignored, but I would just like to reiterate this in Matityahu, or Matthew chapter 24, and we're going to be reading from verses 13 to 14. And as you will see, it says, and this is the Mashiach Yahusha speaking once again, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved, as we just saw in Matityahu, or Matthew chapter 10 verses 22. And it even says, and this good news, or what the word says, gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And of course, this chapter specifically is talking about what's to happen towards the end times and how the Mashiach talks about the end times. If you would like to learn more about that, please watch my video on Matthew 24, which I will link below, so that you can see and what gospel is he talking about, or what good news message is he talking about. The good news of our Father and restoring the set apart Hebrew name Yahuwah, as well as the true Son Yahusha, our Passover lamb, not to mention following the law, statutes, and commandments. So yes, that includes the feast days. Yes, that includes the Shabbats. Yes, that includes the dietary laws. Yes, and it goes more than that. It's more than just that. And we're going to talk about more of that later on to come in this video, because I know many think that, oh, the law was done away with. Oh, we no longer have to follow the law. Yes, I understand that these doctrines have been preached over and over and over. But once again, this is a truth network, and this network is dedicated to restoring the truth of our Father Yahuwah, as well as his laws, statutes, and commandments. And you're going to see exactly what I mean. Now, another helpful passage too is here in Luke chapter 21. And once again, this is Yahusha speaking about what's to come towards the end times. And I highly recommend you read this chapter to its entirety. But we're going to be focused on and reading verses 15 through 19. And as you can see, it even says, for I will give you a mouth and wisdom. And this is the Mashiach Yahusha speaking, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. And ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinsfolk and friends. And some of you shall they cause to be put to death, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but there shall not a hair of your head perish. In your patience possess ye your souls. So in the patience possess ye your souls. So when you endure and overcome and keep enduring and continue on the narrow walk, and if you don't know what the narrow walk is, please watch my video below for the more on this. But in the patience is when we possess our souls, and when we continue enduring enduring and overcoming, that is how we possess our souls and how we live and can and look forward to everlasting life. And sometimes we just have to remember that and keep that ingrained in our minds and ingrained that, remember, we're working for the kingdom. That is our goal, at least for those of us who are righteous and are seeking truth and really want to know more about our Father Yahuwah. That is the end goal for us. But not just that, but to be with our Father and to be with the Messiah Yahusha and all the other righteous. That is the central goal, to learn more about our Father and to have that special relationship with our Father and to walk in the ways of the real Messiah Yahusha and to learn more and to really guard the Torah to our hearts and to continue to follow his laws, statutes, and commandments. Now, I don't know about many of you all out there, but I've been through many trials and tribulations, and I'm sure you all have been too. And if you would like to learn more about me and what I've been through personally, please watch some of my earlier videos so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. But the reason that I'm even bringing this up is because even when that happens, and even when the world may call us names and call us out of our names, and even when men shall revile us and hate us and mock us and scorn at us and laugh at us, and even though we may feel like we want to give in the towel because of that, and when that happens, we just have to remember, and this is what I've been keeping in my mind, well, what does the Father say about me? What does Yahuwah, the creator of heaven and earth, what does he say about me? What does he think about me? Because as a witness to this, and I'm a living witness and testimony to this, I can honestly say that what the Father says about me versus what the world says about me are two totally different things. Because what Yahuwah says about me, his word is true, and his word will last and endure forever. But what man says about me and what man is probably saying about you, I don't know if you're getting persecuted at your job or at your school or in your home life or with your friends or so-called friends, but trust me, I know exactly how you feel. I've been through it and I'm still going through it and enduring it. But see, what I keep and hold on to and what helps me endure and overcome is what Yahuwah says about me in his word and what he thinks about me, especially as I continue to learn his law, statutes, and commandments, and especially when I do what's righteous in his eyes. Because his word is true, his word is comforting, and his word will bring forth comfort unto you. Trust me, I am a witness to this as well. And another helpful scripture that can help you too is in Tehillim, or Psalms chapter 40, and we're going to be reading from verses 1 through 3. And it says, I waited patiently for Yahuwah, and he inclined unto me and heard my cry. He brought me up also out of the horrible pit, out of the miry clay, and set my feet upon a rock, and established my goings. And he hath put a new song in my mouth, even praise unto our Elohim. Another way to pronounce Elohim is Allahim. Many shall see it and fear and trust in Yahuwah. So we just have to know too that no matter what we're going through, no matter what we're experiencing, if we continue to seek Yahuwah and just even try seeking him for the first time, if this is your first time learning about Yahuwah and seeking Yahuwah, we just have to continue to seek him and really get into his word. And that is how we'll find strength, because he is our strength. And notice how it even says he sets our foot upon the rock and he establishes our going. So when we have him, we have the foundation. And by standing on his foundation, that is how we are able to overcome. But it is only when we stand on the foundation of Yahuwah, it's only when we stand on his foundation and when we're grounded and rooted in his word is how we're able to overcome. And that is exactly how we're able to endure and endure to the end. How can we stand on his foundation then? How are we able to stand on the foundation of our Father? And how are we able to stand in his foundation and not only stand, but also to be able to overcome and endure unto the end so that we may live and we may possess the kingdom and live with our Father? How are we able to do that? Well, scripture even tells us how we're able to do it in the Torah itself, because I'm here in Vayikra, or Leviticus chapter 18, and we're going to be reading from verses 4 through 5. And it even says, Ye shall do my judgments and keep mine ordinances to walk therein. I am Yahuwah your Elohim. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am Yahuwah. So, in order for us to endure and effectively endure and overcome effectively, we must continue to be grounded and rooted in our Father, but we must be walking in the ways of our Father and even in the ways of Yahushua HaMashiach. And in order to do that, we have to be following the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Father. Now, I know your pastor has probably told you that, oh, the law's done away with, oh, we're saved by grace, blah, blah, blah. I suggest you look at Matthew chapter 5, verses 17 through 20. Once again, that scripture verse is Matthew chapter 5, verses 17 through 20, because there you'll even see that the Messiah says that we are to what? Keep the commandments, and that he did not do away with the law. You can also find that in John chapter 14, verses 15, Yahuchanan chapter 14, verses 15. And you will see that yes, we are still supposed to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. And if you would like to learn more information about this, please do email me. And you can also watch some of my videos below that I'm going to link below that I've already done discussing these topics about Torah truth, as well as some of the videos that I've done on the Messiah himself, even saying that we are to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. So definitely check those videos out when you get a chance. And Yahuwah willing, what I will also do is make a playlist for the Torah truth so that you can see it more conveniently. Now, I'm here at the Sefer because if you're looking for some good scriptures, if you're tired of all those watered down translations, and if you're looking for scriptures with the restored, set apart Hebrew names of our Father Yahuwah and his true son Yahusha, and if you're looking to get more immersed with the Hebrew and looking to really embrace the Hebrew, well, this version is for you because this is the Sefer. And this is a comprehensive restoration of sacred scripture in the English language. Now, what's also good about this is that not only does it restore the set apart Hebrew names for our Father Yahuwah and his true son Yahusha, but it also does what? It restores the Aleph Tav 9,837 times. It even includes all of the 81 books that were previously canonized, such as Enoch, Jubilees, and even more, such as Jasher and Esdras and Baruch and others. But it also gives charts in Hebrew to English charts, also different maps and different other translations that can help you on your spiritual walk and journey. Now, although it is on the pricey side, if you put in the coupon code Truth Unveiled, so the coupon code is just Truth Unveiled, no 777, you will receive 10% off your purchase. And like I said, I highly, highly recommend it. And if you're looking for more music and motivation on your spiritual journey, then I highly recommend Hadara Batya Set Apart Heart, because not only will you get blog resources and other help and motivation for your spiritual journey, but you can also get some helpful music that can help you on your spiritual walk and journey, which I highly recommend Set Apart Yahuwah music, but also even resources as well that can help you further your spiritual walk and spiritual journey. And I will just leave you with this too. Don't think of this as a religion, but rather think of this as a lifestyle, as a life choice and a life decision with your Father, your Creator, whom created you. And rather think of this as a relationship and a walk with Him, your own personal relationship with Him. And also, no matter what you're going through, just always think and know that whatever it is that you're going through, just rather think what Yahuwah says about you and what the Creator of heaven and earth says about you and not man. This is Truth Unveiled here, saying shalom.